Hi, this is Matthew with Everybody Community. We have Justin Helm today with us, and we're going to be talking about ethnic cleansing and also genocide. And hopefully, we're going to be able to clear up what that means and how that applies to what's happening today in Palestine. Welcome to you, Justin. By the way, what
I'm
is
at,
that? What is that MP in the corner of your screen there?
oh, that's a new project I'm working on YouTube. I want to stretch it out to other social media platforms, but I'm working on a new project called Media Punch. I
Good
hope to
name?
gain some followers on that.
Media Punch, that's a good name. Yeah. And so, and that picture in your background, excellent picture. Yeah.
Thank
Kind of,
you.
kind of shows the violence that's happening right now. So, uh,
Yeah.
what do you think about, I know that Netanyahu is claiming that he's just defending Israel's right, to survive, Israel's right to exist. So, this much repeated propaganda, Israel has a right to defend itself. Um, what do you, what do you think? I mean, what is genocide? Is that too strong a term? Is that demonizing Israel and Netanyahu?
Oh no, I would definitely call what he's doing right now genocide. Especially since not only the carpet bombing, but um that plus the ground invasion, I would definitely call that genocide. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and it seems like
Um,
there's a kind of sadistic revenge, a sociopathic hate, and what is it, psychosis that's behind their behavior because Al Shifa Hospital never was a Hamas stronghold. They wouldn't do that because hospitals get bombed all the time anyway. And I think at least 22 hospitals in Gaza have already been destroyed in the last couple of weeks. So it's not like they think, oh, this is going to work. We'll hide here and this is a safe place because it never is anyway. And so, they don't need any more, the Palestinians don't need any more proof of the terrorist actions of the Israeli IDF. And so now they've gone through, they've got soldiers in there that are saying that a calendar on the wall is actually a list of terrorists, and it wasn't at all. I guess the guy can't read uh, Arabic,
um,
or he's just making it up. But maybe it doesn't matter because one of the things that these maniacs do is they get the word out right away. We didn't bomb the hospital. That was a Hamas rocket gone wrong. But video evidence shows the opposite. It was actually Israel. And that's no big deal because they bomb hospitals all the time. They bomb schools. We've got videos of white phosphorus being dropped on a schoolyard and the kids running with this phosphorus, burning them to the bone like it does. So we don't need any more evidence that Israel bombs hospitals, schools, and everything else. That's genocide, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, for sure. It's genocide. And a lot of and what they did back in 1948 was, I mean, that was also related to genocide, ethnic cleansing. Out of about 900,000 Palestinians, they forcefully um, pushed out about 720,000 of them. So there you go, ethnic cleansing of Palestine for you.
That's evidence, isn't it? That's the Nakba, and it's black and white.
Yeah,
It's clear evidence of ethnic cleansing. All you guys have to get out because we're making a Jewish state. as it says in the Zionist charter or whatever, from the river to the sea, it's going to be land for Jews, and that's why they've got their flag is a Jewish flag. The Jews have this Star of David thing, right? Or as you correctly said, actually was another thing before that.
The
Um,
Star Rempam,
yeah,
Rempam, the little idol dude, half goat, half man.
it's so funny
Yeah,
because
he's
what they state is absolute opposite, from the truth. Here's ethnic cleansing, a definition that I found when I did a search. Ethnic cleansing is the systematic, forced removal of ethnic, racial, or religious groups from a given area with the intent of making a region ethnically homogeneous. So
yeah,
they do have Christians in Israel, and they do have Palestinians there. What have they got? 20,000 or 10,000 Palestinians working. So in that way, it's not homogenous, is it? I mean, they are allowing these other people, but I guess, and I guess even I've heard from maybe somebody like Ben Shapiro that there are Palestinians that serve in the Knesset or their Congress, their version of Congress. So I guess there is some representation, but it seems like it's just a token, isn't it? It's not really real.
yeah. They always have their, just like kind of we did, or you can see behind presidential candidates when they give like their speeches, and I think it's when they give their speeches like in the Congress or whatever. They always have their token black people.
Yeah,
Well, Israel has their token Arabs.
just token, right? Yeah, not really
Yeah,
any meaning. And another thing that the Israeli leadership will say, the Palestinians that live in Israel have it great, have it much better than what they do in Palestine. Uh, Homosexuals are allowed, or you know, some other things that are prohibited, maybe in Islam, um, uh, are allowed. Maybe some more kind of political freedom is is allowed in Israel. But that reminds me of the Holocaust when the Germans had Jewish people that were kind of in charge of the standard Jewish people. So they were given kind of a position where they were looking over them and things. Yeah, those guys too, maybe they had a little bit of a better position because they weren't slaughtered immediately, but they were still Jews and they were still, treated poorly in the Holocaust and, and killed. So it's not like a Palestinian living in Israel or a Christian living in Israel has has such a good life because the settlers attack them all the time.
right. Yeah. the and if like um you I don't know if you've heard of I mentioned the other day, I think to you, Owen Wilson.
Oh,
You recall
yeah.
me mentioning him to you?
Owen Wilson. Yeah, I know about him.
He said he was doing a interview with Pierce, or he was putting Pierce Morgan in his place actually, because Pierce Morgan's big Zionist guy,
Is that the right name,
but
Wilson? Because that's the actor, isn't it? Owen Wilson. He's the actor. Is it?
or I mean Owen Jones. Yeah,
Oh,
Owen
okay.
jo yeah,
All
you're right, Owen Jones.
right. uh,
Yeah,
and he was on
but
with Pierce.
yeah, he was on. And Pierce Morgan still wants to hang on to mainstream media, even though Pierce Morgan is coming to a little bit, but not really.
Who does he work for?
Still, Pierce Morgan?
Yeah,
I'm really not sure.
I doesn't does he doesn't have his own channel, right? He works for some news organization, I think.
Yeah, he works for some news thing in Britain.
So he's probably
Um,
trying to keep job security by harping on October 7th. That's the only reason, to do that. I'm sorry. Okay, what was Owen Jones saying?
so he was trying to put him in his place about genocide, saying, see, Pierce Morgan was saying that genocide was taking out the whole race or population thereof at once. And that's not true. But if they wanted to take them out all at once, and this is what Owen Jones said, they just nuke them. And he was saying, because Israel, by far, if you want to bet on any other country, has far more nukes than, ever than anywhere. And that's true. Israel is the leader in nukes.
Oh,
But committing genocide doesn't mean you take everyone out at once. It just means you obliterate everyone, whether it's at once or not. You just take them all out.
and we have
It
evidence for
doesn't
that.
have to be, it doesn't have to be all at once.
It's step by step. They're just doing it more and more all the time.
Yeah. And then it'll be genocide.
Pierce is, yeah, like you say, Pierce is a Zionist. That's who pays him. I'm sure that's who pays him, and he's trying to keep his foot, even though he tries to be fair and he says he's fair. He's really not, huh? He just keeps his foot in that money that's coming in. And I just saw an announcement this morning that APAC is going to be donating $100 million to the elections coming up. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's where it is. It's where the money's at. And all those, Congress standing up and um, giving a standing ovation to Netanyahu for so long during Obama's administration. They were bought, paid for, controlled by money. Scumbags.
Yeah. It's always follow the money. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true, isn't it? Follow the money.
That
Then you get the power.
definitely.
So you got the money, you get the power, and then if they learn how to work the system like the U.S. government does and like the Israelis, Zionists do, you just get more and more powerful. You flip the switches, you play the games, and yeah, you get this one. Okay, now we got this congressman. We got a video of him having sex with an underage girl, or we gave him $100,000 to his campaign and things like that. And I think Jeffrey Epstein was a key part of some of that blackmailing and controlling people. That's why we don't have the list of his clients.
Yeah.
Same kind of techniques. What about,
Yeah.
okay, let's see. So what about this? So we know about genocide, the deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular nation or ethnic group with the aim of destroying that nation or group. So Hamas is democratically elected. And I think Hamas is a direct result of the terrorism brought on to Gaza by the Israeli government, Israeli military. And so Hamas isn't going to last forever. I think someone built, it's like a man walking in on his wife being raped. He comes home from work, and he walks in on his wife being raped. That rage is not going to last forever, but it is going to last until he kills that guy or gets that guy off his wife. And I think Hamas,
Mm-hmm.
to me, it's the same kind of thing. Hamas is violently, they did October 7th and they're continuing fighting. As a result, it's cause and effect. You rape my wife, you hit me, you strike me, and you do it for 75 plus years. I'm going to fight back. So I don't see anything wrong with that. And it's totally legal, isn't it? Because the occupying force has no right to defend itself. They're the aggressors. And this has been legally stated. I mean, you know,
It's like did you hear Norman Finkelstein describe what happened is more of a prison revolt.
uh,
Not so much they're trying to attack so much as it was trying to get out of prison because Gaza is, well, let's be honest, Gaza is a prison. It's
yeah,
not anything special.
yeah,
Um, and so it was,
he's
fact
definitely,
is, it was getting out of prison.
yeah. Norman Finkelstein is
And
definitely somebody worth listening to. Both parents died in the Holocaust, you know, but he's still pro-Palestine because he's a human being. He's a humane being.
Yeah, it's definitely it's and I don't know, did you hear also today, Israel confirmed that it was their helicopters that um quote accidentally shot the people in the rave that was by Gaza October 7th.
They're admitting it?
They're admitting that it was their helicopters that shot those people.
Wow. Okay.
So
I know from the Palestinian side, there was a lot of death in the crossfire by the security guards, the Israelis, a lot of Israelis. In fact, who was it? Scott Ritter, I think, says that probably 50% of those 1,400 or 1,200 deaths now they're saying were by the Israelis themselves killing their own people in the confusion and in the panic. And they don't care about human life anyway. They just want to kill they just want to kill all the Palestinians they can, huh? Because that's between them and Greater Israel. So wipe them out.
oh,
And if
yeah.
an Israeli gets in the way, they don't care. That's part of their doctrine, isn't it? They don't care. So the helicopters now they're admitting, um, yeah, okay,
They have let me check here just quick. Um on my phone here. Yeah, they have something. Oh yeah, when people do take hostages of Israelis, they have something called the Hannibal Doctrine. Have you heard of the Hannibal Doctrine?
yes, I have.
Well, for people who haven't heard of the Hannibal Doctrine, they will actually kill their own people, hostages, so that they don't have to negotiate with the others, so that they can just, well, so that they don't have to negotiate, so that they can move on, um, without like, so they can just move on without, um, like say, like Hamas had the 200, well, they claim Hamas had 200 terrorists, and they're still saying, well, we want the 200 terrorists back, and they're probably dead. Well, they say we're not gonna, um, we're not gonna have a ceasefire until they're back.
Oh, the hostages.
Well, so yeah, it was the hostage, and who knows in the first place that they took 200 hot for sure. I mean, no one can confirm that they took 200 hostages, but that's what they're claiming.
Yeah,
So
okay.
for to play devil's advocate, let's say they took 200 hostages, and first they're carpet bombing that place too. They probably killed the 200 hostages.
Yeah.
So let's say they put the Hannibal Doctrine into play. They killed the 200 hostages on purpose because they don't want to negotiate with terrorists, and that gives them the right. They can carpet bomb the place. They can they can shoot the hell out of the place. They can just obliterate all of Gaza because all they want is the greater Israel, which is the carpet bomb the place. And then that gives them not only the oil, but they already made maps to where they're of the new Israel, to where they're going to put in a canal for the oil.
Uh,
They already got, it's called the, if you look at a new map of this Jewish state, well, Jewish state, there's going to be what they call the Ben Gurion Canal.
uh-huh.
And it doesn't include the West Bank, it doesn't include Gaza. So they're already planning to get rid of the Palestinians.
And they're vocal about it, aren't they? And this Hannibal doctrine, by the way,
Yeah.
I know that there was a kind of famous event now about the kibbutz where I think there were 18
Mm.
Hamas soldiers in there holding 20 hostages, and um, 18 of the hostages were killed on the spot. All the Hamas fighters were killed. One of the Israelis is, I think, in intensive care now, and one was unharmed. And this woman said they came in and they just killed everybody. It was the Israelis. It was the IDF that went in and just killed everybody, just in perfect alignment with what you're saying about the Hannibal doctrine. They don't care. What kind of a mind is that? What kind of a animal, a human being animal, is like that, that they don't even care about their own people? What does that say about their personality profile? I think it's 100% in the psychopath, sociopath category, completely inhumane, completely without a heart, completely without compassion, focused and driven completely upon some horrible concept about, greater Israel, and then who knows, from there. So this kind of behavior comes from very, very sick people, where you even kill your own people and you don't care.
Yeah, it's I don't definitely like if you read more into this Zionist agenda they have. I mean, everything is just like would surprise a lot of people. It's full of just full of crap. I mean, and the deeper people get into also what they have, it's called the Talpiot program.
Oh,
They really have some weird shit in there that
yeah.
people would be surprised, up to know about, and people would be surprised to know what the Mossad does that we don't know about. That's Israel's CIA, and it's just you know people would be surprised to know what the CIA does, but it's who knows.
What, having lived in China for so many years, living in Thailand now for so many years, they don't have the Western kind of system that we have in America, where in America, if your boss rapes you, for example, there's an 800 number you can call, and you can get that guy put in jail a lot of the time, you know, uh, or the bullies are not that powerful in America, but I see that a lot in Thailand, people, and in China. People drive, they're bullies. They behave like bullies. They cut in line. They drive wherever they want, whether it's legal or not. They run red light. They do all kinds of bully behavior, and that's why it's because they're bigger. So here there are more motorcycles. There are more dead people on the road than any other country in the world, in Thailand, and you can see by the way they drive, because people drive the way they want. They're really aggressive. They'll come straight at you in your lane. If it's a 2-lane road, they'll come straight at you because they want to pass a slower car, and they totally disregard the life of the motorcycle, because hit and run. And I've seen hit and runs here. So I'm likening that to the Israeli behavior. And part of this is part of the Jewish idea, where we're God's chosen people. And part of it is also the IDF and Netanyahu, who is a mass murderer. That guy needs to go to a Nuremberg trial and be thrown in jail forever, or executed, whatever's going to be fair. But that's what I see the Israelis doing, because they have the power. They've got the United States brainwashed behind them. So they got the military support. So they do what they want. Has nothing to do with being right. Has nothing to do with being fair. Has nothing to do with being humane. It's all about, we have the power, so we can do what we want. And that, I think, is what's going on still right now.
Yeah,
The
it,
bully system.
yeah, yeah.
Anything else you want to share before we go? Time went by so fast today.
I think we got it pretty much covered the ethnic cleansing and genocide and excuse me, genocide, genocide, genocide. I mean, of course, everything can always go into more detail, but I think we got that pretty much covered
Yeah,
for today.
it's been proven, hasn't
At a,
it? Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
but at a later date, I think if people want, we can always go into more detail. But I think we hit it for today. I
Okay,
think
so
it,
we'll share a link below this video for Media Punch. Excited to see some videos there, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Justin.
you too.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye.